Not every villain begins as a monster. Sometimes they begin as someone who was hurt first. This is every time you felt bad for the villain, and some of these moments still sting. 1. Kingpin, Spider-Man, Into the Spider-Verse. Wilson Fisk, also known as Kingpin, is one of the most ruthless villains in animation. He's powerful, violent, and willing to crush anyone who gets in his way. But behind that cold exterior is a man who lost everything. Kingpin's life falls apart when his wife and son discover the criminal world he is involved in. They look at him with fear and disgust, and they walk away from him. That moment hurts more than anything else in his life. Then tragedy strikes. His family dies in a car accident, and Kingpin is left alone with nothing but guilt.
You're dead, Spider-Man.
Wilson, what are you doing?
Vanessa.
Instead of accepting what happened, he becomes obsessed with fixing it. He builds the Super Collider and tries to open portals to other universes. His goal is simple but desperate. Find another version of his wife and son and bring them back. For a moment, it almost works. Alternate versions of his family appear in front of him. But the reunion isn't joyful. His wife and son look at him with the same fear they had before. They see him hurting Spider-Man, and they realize he's still the same dangerous man. Kingpin reaches out, but they back away. In that moment, you see the truth. The thing he wanted most, his family, can never return, because he became the reason they left in the first place. 2. Megamind. Megamind is one of the funniest villains in animation, but his childhood is actually pretty tragic. His entire species is destroyed, and his parents send him into space so he can survive.
How sad is that? Clearly, it was time to move on.
Here is your minion. He will take care of you.
And here is your pinky.
It's a hopeful moment. They believe their son might have a better future somewhere else. But fate has other plans. Megamind crash lands inside a prison where criminals raise him instead of a loving family. At the same time, another alien baby lands safely in a rich home and grows up to become the hero Metro Man.
A baby! How thoughtful.
Oh, yes, I saw it and thought of you.
That single moment changes everything. Megamind grows up feeling unwanted and out of place. No matter how hard he tries, people see him as the weird kid, the troublemaker, the one who doesn't belong. Eventually, he stops fighting the label and embraces it. If everyone thinks he's a villain, then he might as well become one. But when he finally defeats Metro Man, something strange happens. Instead of celebrating, Megamind feels empty. His entire identity was built around fighting a hero. Without that purpose, he doesn't know who he is anymore. 3. Lotso, Toy Story 3. Lotso, the strawberry-smelling bear from Toy Story 3, is one of the most manipulative villains in the series. He rules Sunnyside Daycare like a dictator and treats the other toys like prisoners. But Lotso wasn't always that way. Long ago, he belonged to a little girl named Daisy. She loved him deeply. They had tea parties, hugs, and endless games together. Lotso believed that the bond would last forever. Then one day, he was lost.
Lotso wouldn't give up. It took forever, but we finally made it back to Daisy's.
Lotso makes a long and painful journey back home, expecting Daisy to welcome him again. Instead, he looks through the window and sees something heartbreaking. Daisy already has another Lotso toy.
Something changed that day inside Lotso.
In that moment, he believes he has been replaced. The truth is more complicated. Only Lotso was replaced. But the pain convinces him that all toys are disposable. So he builds his worldview around that idea. If love can disappear that easily, then trust is pointless. 4. Pitch Black, Rise of the Guardians. Pitch Black is the literal boogeyman. His entire job is spreading fear and nightmares to children. At first glance, he seems like pure darkness. But then he reveals the truth behind his anger.
I don't know what it's like to be cast out, but not to be believed in. To long for a family.
Pitch feels forgotten. Children believe in Santa Claus, the Easter Bunny, and the Tooth Fairy. They celebrate them and talk about them constantly. But Pitch is treated like something imaginary, something people insist doesn't exist. He even admits that what he wants most is simple, to be believed in. In the book series connected to the film, his story becomes even sadder. Pitch was once a hero named Cosmotus Pitcher who fought terrifying creatures called Fearlings. They manipulated him by using the one thing he loved most, his daughter. After being tricked and possessed, he became the dark figure everyone fears. 5. Humpty Dumpty, Puss in Boots. Humpty Dumpty begins as the childhood best friend of Puss in Boots. The two grow up together in an orphanage and dream about finding the legendary magic beans that lead to the giant's castle. For a while, they are inseparable, but as time passes, their paths change. Puss becomes a hero loved by the town, while Humpty feels left behind. The more successful Puss becomes, the more resentment grows inside Humpty. Eventually, Humpty tricks Puss into helping him rob a bank, which destroys their friendship.
You tricked me!
I had to! You left me no choice!
Despite the betrayal, Humpty later admits the truth. His anger came from feeling abandoned. He believed Puss chose fame and respect instead of staying loyal to their shared dream. In the end, Humpty redeems himself. He sacrifices his life to save the town and protect Puss. 6. Scar, the Lion King. Scar is one of the most iconic villains in animation.
Life's not fair, is it? You see, I shall never be king. Shall never see the light of another day.
He murders his brother, Mufasa, and manipulates Simba into believing the death was his fault. It's a cold and shocking betrayal, but additional stories in the Lion Guard reveal a darker past behind his cruelty. Before becoming Scar, he was bitten by a cobra during a conflict. The venom left a permanent scar over his eye and began affecting his mind. It slowly twisted his anger and jealousy toward Mufasa. Scar already felt overshadowed by his powerful older brother. The poison only deepened that resentment. None of these excuses his actions. Killing Mufasa was still his choice. 7. Miguel O'Hara, Spider-Man, Across the Spider-Verse. At first, Miguel O'Hara looks like the villain of Across the Spider-Verse. He hunts Miles Morales across dimensions and speaks to him with cold authority.
Stop pretending you know where you're going! Oh, I have a plan. I just haven't told you yet.
But Miguel isn't chasing power. He's chasing control. In his past, Miguel found a universe where another version of himself had died. In that world, he stepped into the empty role and lived with that version's daughter. For a brief time, he had a family. Then the universe collapsed because he didn't belong there. Miguel watched that entire reality crumble, including the daughter he had grown to love. That trauma never left him. Now he believes strict rules must exist to protect the multiverse. If one person breaks those rules, another universe could collapse. So when Miles threatens those rules, Miguel reacts with fear and anger. 8. Genu, K-pop Demon Hunters. Genu begins as a villain working for a dark master. His glowing eyes and supernatural powers make him look like a pure monster. But the truth is very different. Before becoming a demon, Genu was just a boy living in poverty. One terrible mistake forced him to leave his mother and sister behind. The guilt from that moment followed him for years.
We were happy, but the patterns, they kept spreading until they consumed me, and I was condemned to the demon world.
That guilt becomes the tool used to control him. His master constantly reminds him of his failure, keeping him trapped in a cycle of shame and obedience. Even when Genu tries to resist, the guilt pulls him back. But in the final moment, he breaks free long enough to protect someone who believed in him. 9. Paubert Linksley, Zootopia. 2. Paubert Linksley is one of the most desperate villains in Zootopia's world. His actions are extreme and dangerous, including poisoning Judy Hopps. Yet everything he does comes from one place: family approval. Paubert wants his father to respect him. Every risky decision he makes is meant to prove that he deserves to belong in the family. But after all the chaos and damage he causes, his father still rejects him.
You don't belong in this family. You will never belong.
That line hits like a punch. Paubert crossed every line trying to earn love that was never coming. So tell me, which villain backstory made you feel the most sympathy?